the first two startups that I was a part of, I burnt out. And so when I became passionate about cacao, I was like, man, I want to do another business and I want to start my own, and I have to do it in a way that I don't burn out. And it's, you know, it's not to say that I haven't hit like my mini burnouts and had to go through phases of renewal. Like, I think that's almost an inevitable part of running a business, or you kind of get stuck in something and then you find the new insight and all of a sudden you're all inspired again and the passion comes through. But center to that is tending to myself on a daily basis, and having that ritual, having that commitment and awareness of my innate tendency to overwork, because I do get passionate. I'll just keep going and going and going and lose track of everything else.
It's easy to do when you love what you do as well. And I've always been passionate about what I've done. So it's easy to pour the hours in, but setting those parameters. So I'm just curious, because this is about how do we integrate. I like the word integration versus balance, because, you know, some days you're going to pour into something and then another day you're going to travel or take the whole day off and just go on a hike, you know? So, you know, it doesn't mean that it has to be balanced exactly every day. And I think that becomes a misconception in people's heads because they're trying to do that. But overall, how do you regulate that now? Like, you know, as far as taking care of yourself while you're building a growing business?
Yeah, I mean, there's many aspects to that, and I think you're exactly spot on with how balance can be on a daily basis. It can be on a weekly basis. It can be on a monthly basis. Like, I think, as most entrepreneurs probably know, there's like surges of energy, and sometimes, and that can be really good. Like when your creativity is peaking, to just go with that. But then you got to make sure to just pause and recover and renew, and like take 2 days off, 3 days off. I think what's really important for me is like checking myself and reminding myself that this isn't the only thing I'm passionate about. You know, I'm passionate about being physically active. I'm passionate about my friends. Like, I have to make time for those, and otherwise the years will go by and I'll be dissatisfied because I'm not nourishing those pieces. So just as like I keep a to-do list of everything I have to do for my business, I actually try to use the same tools for organization and structure that I use for my business for my personal life, to like help hold me accountable and make sure I follow up with that friend and schedule a date and go on some adventures, because oftentimes that's where I have the biggest creative breakthrough. So really, I don't have to view it as time off and away from the business. Like in the last 2 months, the two best ideas I had happened while I was on my bicycle, like out in nature. And those kind of led to the transformative shift in my thinking that's allowing me to pursue novel business ideas and really keep the whole thing relevant and growing. And that wouldn't have happened if I just kept head down working. It probably would have gotten harder and harder to work. So I've really kind of come to believe that to maximize my creative potential, I actually have to take breaks. Like, that is a part of work. And so when all of a sudden, you know, going on a 10-day vacation, going on a 2-day, like, pause everything, turn everything off, that's actually part of my job description, then it becomes a lot easier to justify that and to work it into my routine.
It's beautiful. And I 100% agree with you. My last trip, I planned on working more, and then a few of the spots I couldn't get internet, and I just took it as a sign that I was meant to, you know, not have that time. And then I started getting downloads. I meditate every day, and so I started getting these downloads too as I was quieting myself more. And I thought, oh yeah, this is all good. And then I came back, and there's so much change happening in the world with getting shelter in place and all these things that have been happening while, you know, in the current time that we're in right now. And so, you know, sometimes outside forces put more pressure on us, but because I was quieting myself, I actually found answers for what was coming up. And in my mind, I thought, oh yeah, that'll be great for the future. And then it ended up being now, and I wouldn't have had those downloads if I was just working straight through. It reminds me of one of my friends from Australia. He always says that if you don't meditate, then you should take longer showers, because in there, right, like you're kind of you know, in your own trance, right, and then you find those things. And I have to switch gears, because you said like two profound things. Like, one, taking breaks is as part of the job description, which I 100% am with you. When I slow down, I get my best ideas. And I think because if you're working, you can't actually listen to what your mind's trying to deliver, right? Or what you're downloading from the universe. And then the second thing you said is you plan your personal life like your business life. And I've been doing this for years, and some of my friends make fun of me. They're like, why do you have to schedule on your calendar that you're going to go spend time with your wife? And I'm like, because that's how much I care. Like, if I didn't do that, then if something happens and I take up that time, and then I'd be like, oh crap, I was going to do this, but it's that important. And I often say, plan your fun first, put it on your calendar, and then put your business stuff around that. And then it doesn't accidentally go, oh, I was going to meet that friend this week. I forgot. Hey there, I want to give you something really big. It's called Clear Path to Customers. It's the way that we get the right language to get the right client. I like to call them your wow clients, so that you can have more results, more revenue, more raving fans, and more referrals. And I want to give this to you absolutely free. And all you have to do is go to stevenapolitan.com to check it out, or you can look at the description here. We'll put the details there. As always, remember, choose gratitude and create freedom.